Hey guys, I'm Peiko and welcome to my channel. So I'm a new YouTuber and I'm also fairly new at making videos and editing, and I have some pretty cheap equipment and software, so kind of bear with me while I try to figure things out. Right now I'm currently sitting at 0 subscribers, 0 views, so if you want to be my first subscriber, I would gladly appreciate it, and please comment down below. So, in light of her recent divorce announcement, I wanted to give a little recap on Gypsy Rose. I know I'm kind of late to the party, but for my first YouTube video, I figured I'd give it a shot and do a little dive into part of the life of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. For those of you who know the Gypsy Rose case, it's a telenovela type of story that was pretty viral and had several shows and movies like The Act, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and Gypsy's Revenge. In 2015, Gypsy Rose and her then boyfriend, Nicholas Gojin, were arrested in connection to the stabbing of Gypsy's mother, Claudina, also known as Dee Dee Blanchard, which led to Dee Dee's ending. Gypsy served 8 out of her 10-year sentence, being released on December 28, 2023, and her boyfriend Nicholas is serving life in prison. So, just a quick backstory to understand why Gypsy orchestrated this event with Nicholas. Dee Dee, her mother, did some demented things to Gypsy as a child. From an early age, Dee Dee was convinced that Gypsy had all these different diseases and disorders and would give Gypsy medications to mimic the symptoms of the diseases she claimed Gypsy had. She did things like shaving her head to make her look like she was undergoing chemo, making her look and act younger. She made her use a wheelchair, although she could walk. She had her on a feeding tube, although she could eat on her own, and removed her teeth, among other actions. They lived in New Orleans, and when Hurricane Katrina hit, in August 2005, the pair Dee Dee and Gypsy relocated to Missouri, where locals had compassion for the story of a single mother with a severely disabled daughter who were forced to flee their home due to Katrina's devastation. Dee Dee had the perfect alibi for not having any medical records for Gypsy, as they were all destroyed by the hurricane, according to Dee Dee. Her bullshit story won over the town, which gave numerous donations and support to the pair. When doctors or police officers became wary of suspicious activities, Dee Dee always had an explanation, like saying she used different aliases to make it harder for her abusive ex-husband to find them. This just shows how manipulative Dee Dee was with everyone in the community, including her own daughter. It's thought that money was a main factor to Dee Dee fabricating all these lies, as well as a believed mental illness known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy. In 2012, at 21 years old, Gypsy met her then boyfriend Nicholas on a Christian dating site. She wanted a way out of her mother's tyranny and to live her happily ever after with Nicholas. So as she built trust with him, she confessed her mother's deception. A couple years later, Gypsy felt like the only way she could escape was by eliminating Dee Dee. Gypsy convinced Nicholas to stab Dee Dee while she slept. He stabbed her 17 times in the back while Gypsy hid in the bathroom and covered her ears so that she would not have to hear her mother screaming. Gypsy pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. During COVID in 2020, her now husband, or future ex-husband, Ryan Anderson, wrote to her in prison, kind of as a bet. He tells People.com that his coworker wanted to write a letter to Joe Exotic, who was really popular at the time, so Ryan said that if he wrote a letter to Joe, he would write one to Gypsy. I guess he poured his heart out in the letter and told her everything about him. Apparently, he was shocked when she wrote back, like, hello, what else is she gonna do in prison? But anyways, by May 2020, the two were regularly exchanging emails. They met in 2021 and a year later, married in a small prison ceremony. Well, I wasn't really aware that inmates can email, but I guess that for federal inmates, they can use corelinks.com, so the prison monitors those electronic messages. So Gypsy came out a married woman, Hanny, from prison. I can't even get a text back. Anyways, before release, she stated, "I've never lived with a man. I grew up with a mom, so I didn't even grow up with a dad in the house. So I'm like, I don't even know what it's like to live with a man." Afterwards, she would always mention how supportive he was and that he knows how to calm her down, and that he has that good D, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. 3 months after her release from prison, they're divorcing. She states that she has support from her family and friends to help guide her through this and is learning to listen to her heart, mentioning that she needs time to herself to find out who she truly is. One thing that I failed to mention earlier was her ex boyfriend Nicholas, the one that's in prison for life, and how he feels about everything. I mean, in my opinion, she clearly manipulated him to do her dirty work, but anyways, in earlier interviews, he mentions that he will always have feelings for her and that she is his soulmate. But in a more recent interview, he said that he feels deserted by Gypsy. I mean, yeah, come on. You got life in prison for her and your own actions, but I think that's part of Gypsy's parole is that she can't have any contact with him, and I guess she doesn't want any contact with him. And Gypsy gave an explanation that she wants to grow, she wants to move forward with her life, which is understandable. But I mean, I would feel guilty too if somebody was serving life in prison for something that I kind of orchestrated. Another weird thing is that I think that Gypsy's mom and her husband, or soon to be ex husband, were both special ed teachers. There's also other conspiracy theories that her husband Ryan, that he looks just like Dee Dee. So they're saying that that might be her son, and people are out there making TikToks and all these conspiracy theories as to their relationship. Anyways, was there any shocking parts for you guys? Is there important information that I missed? Comment down below and let me know how I did on my first video. See you guys next time.